Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to look at subtracting decimals to the thousandths place. So, first, let's look at the question that they are asking us in this doodle. It says, how much longer did Bob's hamster run on day 1 than on day 4? So, we need to look at what his hamster ran on day 1 versus on day 4. So, what we need to do, we need to figure out which number is the largest and put it on top. So, 2 and 605 thousandths is greater. Then I have 2 and 55 hundredths. Boys and girls, if you notice, Mrs. Lamont is lining up her decimal points. You should have watched videos on that yesterday showing you how to line up the decimal points. Then you are going to subtract like regular. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 minus 5 is 5. No, 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 no. We got to borrow. So borrow from the 6. Make this 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 0 is 5. We're going to bring down our decimal point. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have 550 thousandths longer. So that's how much longer Bob's hamster ran on day 1 on day 1 than day 4. Okay. We could also make that an equivalent decimal, and I could just say it's 55 hundredths because remember, we can drop off that last 0. But the main thing is, boys and girls, when you are adding or subtracting decimals, you've got to line up the decimal points. And so we're going to go through the steps for this second problem. So let's look at the steps for the second problem. It's telling us to take 25 minus 17 and 63 thousandths. Okay, well, what I have to look at first is 25 doesn't have a decimal point, but we know if a number doesn't have a decimal point, we put it behind the ones place. And we know that 25 is bigger than 17, so when we subtract, 25 has to be on the top. So what we need to do is we need to fill in with our placeholder zeros. Okay, so, and that's exactly what they're telling you here. Line up the decimal points. For the whole numbers, the decimal point goes after the ones place. We're going to add 0 the hero, and then we're going to subtract the digits. Can I take 0 minus 3? No. Can I take 0 minus 6? No. Can I take 0 minus 0? No. Can I take 5 minus 7? No. So I need to borrow here. Make this a 1. This is going to be 15, but we got to help our buddy. So we got to make this 10. But our next buddy needs help. So we make that a 9 and this a 10. Our next buddy needs help. So then we have to make that a 10. Okay. So now I can finally subtract. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 minus 0 is 9. Bring down that decimal point. 14 minus 7 is 7. And then our 1 minus 1 is 0. So our answer would be 7 and 937 thousandths. All right, next, let's look at this problem about Melissa and Melanie. Melissa and Melanie raced around the track to see who could run the farthest. Melissa ran 2 and 891 thousandths miles, and Melanie ran 1 and 962 thousandths miles. How much farther did Melissa run? Well, we know if we're getting how much farther that we're going to subtract. So I'm going to put Melissa's number first because hers is the biggest. So 2 and 891 thousandths. And I'm going to subtract 1 and 962 thousandths. Well, I can't take 1 minus 2, so I must borrow. Make this an 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. 8 minus 6 is 2. I can't do 8 minus 9, so I must borrow and make that 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. So I have 929 thousandths farther. Okay.